News18 Network and Truecaller have launched the public awareness campaign Call It Out because it's not okay to wage war against women harassment. Together with policymakers, law enforcers, mental health experts, social organizations, activists and eminent personalities, our endeavor is to create an ecosystem which empowers and enables women to call out harassment by spreading awareness about the course of action that can be taken to prevent or tackle harassment. We recently took our movement to the state of Odisha to engage with key stakeholders and empower both women and men to fight back against harassment. The opening keynote at the Call It Out Odisha Town Hall was delivered by Naveen Patnaik, Chief Minister of Odisha.
Let's come together to put up a fight against harassment and work towards enhancing women's safety. I thank News18 Network and Truecaller for launching the anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. You can learn how to tackle harassment and stay safe online by visiting its notok.in and taking the online safety curriculum. It's not okay to ignore harassment. Don't just block, call it out.
Tushar Kanti Behra, Minister of State for Home, Electronics and Information Technology and Sports and Youth Services, as well as Basanti Hemram, Minister of State for Women and Child Development, took the stage to highlight Odisha's vision towards women's safety.
Cyberstalking, internet bullying, harassment by blackmailing, threatening and obscene contents are on the rise, and this could be a traumatic experience for a woman. Odisha government under visionary leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik has always emphasized on the safety of women and children and has zero tolerance for any form of crime against them, including the cybercrime. Several measures have been introduced to not only sensitize the public but also to educate the police to register these issues with utmost promptness to ensure that women can report their cases. Mahila and Sishu Desk are functioning in 537 police stations to take up investigation of cases related to women and children. Awareness program have been conducted by Odisha Police in collaboration with UNICEF to sensitize people about the provisions and procedures to handle cases of sexual assault to minor girls. In case of cyber crimes, prompt reporting and registration is the key. A victim can contact the nearest cyber cell or police station. A complaint may also be filed anonymously through National Cybercrime Reporting Portal. Our government have unveiled a new initiative of Mo Sarkar for recording of feedback of citizens who are coming in contact with police or any assistance. It has empowered our citizens to express the difficulties or the glitches in getting the services. We all can collectively influence our peers and family and friends to empower women to speak up and report cases of harassment by spreading awareness on helpline numbers like 112 and 181 and cybercrime.gov.in. We must create awareness amongst men to act like responsible allies in the fight against harassment and call out perpetrators to drive a mindset change.
विभाग लड़कियों और महिलाओं के लिए विभिन्न योजनाओं जैसे कामकाजी महिला छात्रावास, वन स्टॉप सेंटर, बिजू कन्या रत्न, महिला हेल्पलाइन, सुधार गृह, उज्ज्वला होम आदि के द्वारा सामाजिक परिवर्तन एवं सुरक्षित वातावरण बनाने में सक्षम हो रही है। हिंसा से प्रभावित महिलाओं को तत्काल और आपातकालीन सहायता प्रदान करने के लिए 24x7 टोल फ्री महिला हेल्पलाइन चालू है। हिंसा से प्रभावित महिलाओं के मुद्दों के समाधान के लिए अब सभी 30 जिलों में वन स्टॉप सेंटर चालू है, जिसके माध्यम से एक केंद्र में ही चिकित्सा, कानूनी, पुलिस संबंधित काउंसलिंग या सामाजिक आवास की सुविधा उपलब्ध होती है।
Delving deeper into the topic of safety and security of women in Odisha was an esteemed panel comprising Pradeep Jaina, Development Commissioner and Additional Chief Secretary of Odisha, Rekha Lohani, Additional Director General of Police Crime Against Women and Children Wing, Dr. Amar Patnaik, MP and National Spokesperson of the Biju Janata Dal and Head of the IT Wing, Anu Chaudhary, Social Activist and Actor, and Mansi Pradhan, Women's Rights Activist and Author.
Pradeep Jain, I'm going to begin with you. How is your government tackling cases of online harassment?
Harassment to women in different spheres, starting from the family to communities to elsewhere. And now the new form of harassment through online. This is going to increase. Not that people would remain silent. Only thing, it depends upon how we take on it, how we call it out, and how we fight against it. As a government, not only the state government, my state government certainly is working on it. As a government, we should create that safety and secured environment for women. And the key enabling pillars for a secured and safe women's environment for women, there are 4 or 5 pillars like education, empowerment, awareness, and then the law and order and the criminal justice system. If all these pillars we don't tackle and we don't say educate all our girl children, we encourage them to go, not only just go to the school, but go up to the college. And through the process, we build enough of strength in them to come and report anything that happens to them. One. Second, how do we empower them? Empowerment, when we talk of 3 forms of empowerment: social empowerment, economic empowerment, and political empowerment. So, the women also need to be empowered. Okay, they right, they're 50% of the society, and with injustice to 50%, we as a society cannot grow. That's fine. But same time, when some people are trying to harass, then I should stand up myself, and then the society should also stand with me. So therefore, social empowerment is very important, and Odisha government last 22 years is working on women self-help groups, and today almost 65 to 67% of the households are represented in Mission Shakti movement, where 7 million women are part of this women self-help groups, Mission Shakti groups, who collectively fight for their own rights. And whenever there is harassment meted out to one woman, at least there will be 10 women to stand for.
That collective fight that you are talking about, ये शायद बहुत अहमियत रखता है, क्योंकि in that collective fight, when one woman speaks up, there will be several others who will join in and fight with her. Ma'am, let me bring you, Rekha Lohani. In terms of key initiatives that have been taken by the government, महिला डेस्क की बात होती है, महिला पुलिस स्टेशंस की बात होती है, बहुत सारे स्टेट्स ने ये भी इनिशिएटिव लिया है ऑफ वुमेन पुलिस ऑफिसर्स. उड़ीसा की अगर बात की जाए तो कब शुरू हुआ ये सारा इनिशिएटिव्स और क्या फ़र्क आप देख रही हैं?
This movement for the empowerment of women in various departments, this had begun long time back. I would say that this entire paradigm shift has been facilitated to a great extent by this unique initiative of having reservation in recruitment in various departments. Like for instance, in police department there is 33% reservation in various ranks. So that is ensuring that there is a huge induction of women in police force. This is having a huge impact because this is enabling women police officers in police stations to be able to receive the complaints from the public who are coming, create an ambience where they feel free to report their crime. So this has been a great step, and these women and Mahila and Shishu desk, which are existing in all in 537 police stations as of now, and it is being established in another 108 police stations in Odisha, will be a great step. Apart from that, I would say that Odisha government is very much alive to this issue of women and children, the crime against women and children, because last year only they have created crime against women wing under crime branch as a separate body. Till now, it was a part of crime branch. Now it is a separate body which has an independent office in Rasulgarh, Bhubaneswar. So this crime against women wing has the mandate of investigating and also monitoring the investigation of the cases throughout all the police stations in Odisha. So whenever there is a sensitive crime, whenever there is a grave crime which is reported, we take over the investigation of that case. Above this, over and above this, whatever cases are being registered, they are being monitored by us directly. So this again is a huge milestone which will, in the days to come, prove to be of immense help to the women and children in Odisha. In order to facilitate the victims of sexual abuse to air their grievances or to air their trauma or to ventilate their problems, there is a helpline which is going to be launched very soon in the Crime Against Women and Children wing, and where the victims of this child abuse or sexual abuse, they would be able to, take the counseling help and psychosocial counseling initiatives which are with the facility which is there.
That certainly will be a
yes,
big help for all the women out there who need that immediate number to make that first call. I think that first responder that we keep talking about becomes very key. Dr. Amar Patnaik, the Odisha government is focusing on enhancing cyber security. Can you give us a sense of this entire cyber security operation that is being undertaken?
World over, the incidence of harassment of women is now more through the internet, through the cyber crime kind of a situation. And this has been accentuated particularly after the pandemic, because I think for a couple of reasons, that access to the devices that through which you can access the internet was made available to people, and people also realized that it is very easy to get into the internet to harass people, including women. And you would be astonished to know that I was just going through some figures. In 2018, whatever cyber cases we had, it increased fourfold in 2020 and has been increasing. And in 2022, in the first 2 months, it's more than what was reported in 2018. Keeping this in mind, what the Odisha government has done, that is the Cyber Security Operations Center, which it has set up, I think it's very innovative. It will address the issue of monitoring as a preventive measure what kind of content is coming. And if there is a possibility of bringing down, blocking, or terminating a particular conversation to continue, I think that would be that's a very innovative step that has been taken. Added to that is, of course, the fact that there are various malwares which deny you the service. So that has also been built into this. So I think an ecosystem which is being developed in Odisha to address this issue of cybercrime is particularly innovative, because it's not there anywhere in the country. It is being integrated into all other systems. So what Rekhaji was saying about the stations, police stations, that's after the thing is reported, which is very important, because certainty of punishment is more important than just having the punishment, the quantum of punishment. But I think more important is the government's proactive role in realizing that this is a risk, and where are the vulnerabilities, and where are the threats, and then identifying this to take down sites, to report cases to the national CERT-in, to terminate complete conversations, and try to trace who is the originator of that kind of a conversation. So people here would actually have the confidence that if they report a case, first they are being protected against it, and if they report, action is also being taken. So I think the entire ecosystem is being developed in Odisha, which is pretty unique.
দুয়োকাষে এতিয়া সেউজীয়া শাৰী শাৰী গছ কৃষ্ণচূড়া ৰাধাচূড়া আজাৰৰ শাৰী শাৰী গছ আজিৰ সেউজীয়া এদিন ৰঙীন হৈ উঠিব পথছোৱাৰ এই সেউজীয়াৰ সৈতে বন মহোৎসৱৰ আছে বিশেষ সম্পৰ্ক 2017 চনত কাজিৰঙাত বন মহোৎসৱৰ সৈতে সংগতি ৰাখি জখলা বন্ধাৰ পৰা বোকাখাতলৈকে 37 নং ৰাষ্ট্ৰীয় পথৰ দাঁতিত 1 লাখ গছপুলি ৰোপণ কৰা হৈছিল। মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰীৰ কাজিৰঙা সেউজীকৰণ আঁচনিৰ অধীনত প্ৰাক্তন মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰীগৰাকীৰ পৰিকল্পনাৰে ৰাষ্ট্ৰীয় ঘাইপথছোৱাৰ দুয়োকাষে ৰোপণ কৰা কৃষ্ণচূড়া, ৰাধাচূড়া, এজাৰ আদিৰ পুলিবোৰে এতিয়া পুৰঠ হৈ ৰাষ্ট্ৰীয় ঘাইপথটোৰ সৌন্দৰ্য বঢ়াইছে। নানাৰঙী ফুলৰ সমাহাৰে আকৰ্ষণীয় হৈ পৰা পথটোৰ
The Call It Out Odisha town hall held by News18 Network in Truecaller witnessed the participation of key stakeholders who deliberated upon building safer spaces for women in the virtual and real world.
Anu, come in on this. Harassment affects women from all walks of life. When we talk about the film industry, the industry that you represent, the industry that you talk about, what is the nature of harassment that we see?
Personally, I never come across for the harassment in the film industry, because I truly believe in the talent, and you have to do your hard work and you believe in the talent to come out. But so many people, those who are coming from the small town, they want to be career in the film industry. They sometimes actually gone through this. जो मतलब नए कमर आते हैं ना, वो लोग आके बोलते हैं कि they call us दीदी. And ma'am, see, like this, we are, somebody messages us and somebody is asking. I say, ki, first you go and report. First you ask them, see, blocking something like, if you block the number, then there will be a call from another number. So that will not stop. So you should take an action. Because without action, so there is no end. Without action, there is no end.
If you block somebody, you might block that particular person from yourself, but he might be harassing others as well.
Exactly.
So reporting, it's not okay.
Reporting is ki solution. Blocking is not a solution.
Yes. So what about you, ma'am, Manasi Pradhan? Women National Campaign जो है, उसके बारे में हमें बताइए।
मैं गांव से आई हैं। मैं जंगल के अंदर पैदा हुई थी, वो दिल्ली तक गई, और बाहर में भी अभी काम कर रहे हैं मैं इंटरनेशनल में। इसीलिए मुझे पता है, मैं जुड़ी हुई है मिट्टी में। जो औरत काम कर रहे हैं, जो गांव में रहती हैं, घूंघट के नीचे जो रहती हैं, वही महिला से लेकर मैं इंटरनेशनल महिला के साथ भी जुड़ी हुई है। वो मैं समझती हूँ ये लोग का दुख क्या है, दर्द क्या है, क्या हरासमेंट है, एक्चुअली क्या है दुख, ये मैं जानती हूँ। इसलिए मुझे दुख हो रहा था। मैंने डिसाइड किया 2009 में ऑनर फॉर वुमेन नेशनल कैंपेन मैंने शुरू किया, लॉन्च किया। वो सब महिला अवेयरनेस के लिए, महिला सचेतन होना चाहिए। महिला डरती है थाना जाने के लिए। कोई डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस गांव में हो रहे हैं ना, वो बहुत मुश्किल से जाती हैं। पीछे पीछे कोई जाएंगी, कोई डरेगी, कोई क्या करेंगी, ये जो डर है उसका निकालने के लिए, वो महिला का अत्याचार से थोड़ा सा रिलीज करने के लिए मैंने ऑनर फॉर वुमेन नेशनल कैंपेन शुरू किया था। जो डिमांड हम कर रहे हैं वो आप स्कूल से लेकर कॉलेज तक सेल्फ डिपेंडेंस कोर्स की शुरू कीजिए। ये शुरू करने से वुमेन सेल्फ डिफेंस, सेल्फ प्रोटेक्शन के लिए अपने पास पावर हो जाएगी। वो खुद को कभी weak नहीं समझ सकते।
I'll take that question to Mr. Jaina directly.
Yes, there is a need for introducing gender balanced curriculum in schools where male children, starting from childhood, I must appreciate the other gender. I can't denigrate the other side. So it should be inculcated, through our education system.
Rekha Lohani, when a woman faces harassment, be it phone, online, offline, what are the immediate steps she can do to report in Odisha?
Yeah, the harassment is of two types, offline and online. So whenever there is a offline harassment case, whether it is in a public place like bus stop or maybe in some college or school institutions, so immediately what they can do is to call 112. The 112 is a system wherein the PCR vans which are patrolling throughout the state, they can come to the rescue of anybody who calls 112. So in the offline harassment, immediately people should call 112. There is a very robust system, about 353 PCR vehicles. They are roaming throughout the state, so they can immediately reach out to you. As regards this online harassment, whenever you feel you face any instance of that kind, people can immediately file their online report through cybercrime.gov.in. There is another website which is cyberps.cidcb.orpol@nic.in, wherein they can submit their online complaints. Above this, there is one toll-free number 1930, wherein anybody who faces the online harassment, they can immediately dial and ascertain as to what is the next step they should do.
Dr. Patnaik, we have emphasized on awareness, that there is a need for everybody to be aware, and that is the reason why this true cyber safe curriculum has been launched by us. What do you think stakeholders need to do in terms of ensuring that there is greater awareness? How do you spread that awareness?
Awareness has to be done at various levels, of course. Most important thing is, as Pradeep Jena said, it has to start in the schools itself, because through the curriculum, people come to know what would constitute, when do you recognize that a certain incident is actually an incident which is not acceptable to a child, because it is to be treated as a sexual content. So I think the awareness has to come at the schools level. Awareness, I think, also has to come at the household level. In every family, the support has to come to the child, that there is, if there is an incident, then the child should be free to report to his parents, and he should be encouraged to go along with probably the parents to
Yes, that's very key.
So family suppresses.
It's a really vital point. It's a really vital point.
So
Every
that is the societal awareness that has to come. And particularly, as Madam said, in rural areas, this is very important, because in rural areas, the elders of the village probably decide that this should not be reported because this is the ijjat of the village or something like that. Particularly in North India. Particularly in North India.
Is associated.
No, that's not acceptable. So that's an awareness. So
yes,
awareness has to be done 24/7, through television, through print media, and at all levels throughout the year.
Next week, watch part 2 of the Odisha Town Hall as eminent personalities discuss safety and its role in the economic empowerment of women.